All right, the final section, number 5 of The Willows by Algernon Blackwood, where they make it through the night. The Swede really nervous, asking, anxiously, "What was this? What was that?" And the narrator going out and checking to see what was going on, and finally hit the Swede kind of falling asleep, snoring, and him falling asleep. And then when he wakes up, he's like, "Something's pressing on me." And at first he thought the Swede had rolled over, but no, it's not that. There's just that pressure again. And he looks over and he sees that the tent flap is open, which is like unpardonable sin. You'd leave it open. But the Swede's gone. And so he finds him, and he finds him about to plunge into the raging river. And he grabs him and he wrestles him back and says, "No, they want their sacrifice." And he manages to yank him back, pull him back into the tent, pin him down, and as a bit of light goes through, suddenly it kind of just all this kind of goes out of him, this fight, this mania, and he immediately just falls asleep right before that, right in front of, literally in front of the narrator's eyes, and the narrator holds vigil over him the night, and the Swede wakes up the next day and he's like, they got their sacrifice. They got their sacrifice. And the Swede goes hunting along the shore, him following, kind of keeping an eye, because he had been throwing himself into the thing, and they find a dead body. They find a dead body tangled in the willow roots. And when they flip it over, they find that they should well, not things. They actually accidentally fall down on top of it, hit it, and it kind of coasts out into the water. And then as it, the Swede's like, "Oh, it should have a proper burial," but then he's like, then abruptly dropped upon his knees on the sand and covered his eyes with his hands. I was beside him in an instant. I had seen what he had seen, for the body, when it swung around, the face and the chest turned full towards us and showed plainly how the skin and flesh were indented with small hollows, beautifully formed and exactly similar in shape and kind to the sand funnels we had found all over the island. "Their mark," the companion muttered under his breath. "Their awful mark." So they did find the sacrifice, and that whole thing of like the indents that's happened to this guy's body, and the body is swept out, and they found it turning. They watched it, and it was turning over and over on the waves like an otter, which kind of implies that the very very large otter they had seen initially, at the start of this thing, they just dismissed as an otter, was most likely another sacrifice to these otherworldly beings, deities that demand their sacrifice, at this thin point in the veil between their reality and ours. So yeah, that is the end of that story. And are they going to get out, or will they become the next sacrifices? Uh, I guess we will never know, and I would assume the worst. All right, that is The Willows by Algernon Blackwood. Yeah, good tale. That section was nice and short in comparison to the hour-long ordeal, but in some ways that structurally it makes sense. Like the long sequences of the horror, and then short sharp ones of kind of aftermath, really makes sense and drives this story forward. All right, I will leave it there. More videos later.